world's greatest cities attract visitors by the millions, soft targets for the waiting scammers. I'm Connor Woodman. I've travelled the globe writing about all kinds of trade, and now I'm investigating the tourist trade.
The guidebooks will tell you exactly what to see, but there's one thing they don't tell you. It's a chapter the thieves don't want written.
Using hidden cameras, I'll uncover the scams that are every tourist's nightmare.
I want to see what she does, and I want to see how she does it. The guy's blocking the door.
I'll meet the scammers, befriend them, and learn the tricks of the trade.
You've got to be joking. 6 times what you charged me to get out there. I get scammed, so you don't have to. It's all countersigned by the birth and death registrar.
Yeah.
I'm in the back streets of Delhi with the man who's about to end my life.
It's absolutely staggering. I'm slightly taken aback that I've died. I've died on the 27th of January. I'm dead.
Delhi is one of the world's great historical cities, steeped in history and spiritual tradition, making it an attraction to visitors from all over the world. It's a vibrant melting pot of 17 million, but of these, some 60,000 survive by begging. Primary targets include tourists, sitting ducks in Delhi's busy traffic. These beggars will take anything they can get their hands on. With the help of secret cameras, the Scam City crew will follow my every move as I uncover the elaborate tricks many of them use. We're even turning my taxi into one giant mobile undercover camera. My mission begins cruising around Delhi's hotspots in my spy taxi looking for beggars. It doesn't take long. Every time we stop, another child approaches the window. But I'm yet to see a scam. All that seems to be going on is street selling and outright begging.
No money, no papa, no. 10 rupees.
You hurt your arm? Bandages. Look at the bandages on the kids. So look, go back round. I want to have a look at them again.
Go back.
Yeah, go back round.
I suspect that not all is as it seems.
Hello. See a bandage? Oh, you hurt your... That's not real blood. That's not real blood, is it? Here, a biscuit. Let me see. Is that real blood? The kids have put some sort of red felt tip pen on their bandages to make it look like blood. Make them look like they're seriously injured.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Clever little kids. The kids at the roundabout there have got an inventive little scam going on. It's quite common for kids to beg at traffic lights and roundabouts in Delhi, but these kids, they've put bandages on their arms and on their heads, and not only that, but they've coloured them in with red felt tip pen to make it look like blood. What I need to do is to give our fixer a call and get him down here because I want to go back and I want to talk to them. I know, you can see them in the street.
George, my fixer, arrives and we discreetly observe the little scammers at work.
Some of them are selling flowers, and some of them are just asking for money. It's kind of like a dual business, I think. I don't know, it depends whether they're all together, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And you see the people in the park here are preparing flowers,
Yeah.
which must be the flowers that are making their way out there onto the street.
Yeah.
You see a lot of cut leaves and petals lying about, plastic bags.
These kids are clearly well trained. They wait for the lights to turn red, then they approach the cars in packs, using every emotional trick in the book. They're incredibly persistent. It seems to work, especially with tourists. It's pretty organised. I can't believe they're running it by themselves.
Okay, well, George and I have been watching them from just across the street here, and there's an older guy, might be a father or an uncle, who's selling flowers, who's staying really close to them, and I'd say he's probably the Fagin character. So if we're going to approach them, I imagine he's the person who's going to get involved. So what I suggest we do is that we go in together. George will translate. Michaela, you follow close by. Steve, you maybe hang back for now until we make first contact, and then we'll see if they're happy to talk.
We're immediately confronted by the gang leader, who's called Kailash.
Hey, how you doing?
We explain who we are and our intentions. Kailash seems intrigued and leads us to their makeshift home to meet the rest of his crew. They're as wary of us as we are of them.
Whereabouts in India are you from?
But slowly, they open up.
Rajasthan, okay. What do you do back in Rajasthan?
खेती होती है तो खेती कर लेते हैं, नहीं होती तो वापस ऐसे खा पी के वापस आ जाते हैं। यहाँ कमा के ले जाते हैं, यहाँ कमाते हैं, वहाँ जाके उड़ा के आ जाते हैं।
So for half the year you could be farming in Rajasthan and then half the year here in Delhi? Right, okay. So whose idea was the injuries?
बचपन से हम मांगे हुए हैं। जैसे रास्ते में कोई आदमी जा रहे हैं, आ रहे हैं, कहीं स्टैंड है तो स्टैंड पे बांध के कहीं एक जगह बैठ के बांध लिए पट्टी इतना पैर में तो वहाँ भेज गए, वहाँ पे करते रहे साफ चलो लेना विकला।
And you make more money with the injury than without?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alongside the fake bandage scam, the gang sell almost dead flowers. They peel off the wilted top petals so that the buds appear fresh. The women buy the flowers from a market several miles away for around 10 rupees a bunch, haul them back to the park and sell them on for 100 rupees. That's about $1.80, a whopping 900% profit. They store the flowers in a broken water drain. If they're not sold within 2 days, all the profits are lost.
Who are your best customers? Are they Indian people or tourists?
बाहर वाले जो देते हैं, जो बाहर के आदमी आते हैं ना, अमेरिकन, इंडियन, ये पैसे देते हैं, यहाँ के नहीं देते।
What I'd like to do, if it's all right with you, is come back in the morning and see you getting ready and the kids getting ready, and then watch you going out with the kids and seeing how they work on the street out here. So we meet here after you buy the flowers tomorrow morning? Yeah? Yeah, well, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow? Okay.
Before I meet up with them again, I want to get the lowdown from someone with a bit more insight into Delhi's beggars. Kunwar Singh is one of the city's foremost investigators.
Begging is a huge industry. It is very well organized. It is not one person's or one family enterprise. It is almost like a mafia operations in the world. They understand the psyche of a tourist, and there's a persistence. They'll bug you. They'll tell you, okay, please give me something. Makes those kind of faces in such a manner which you have not seen somewhere else. And you get so pestered, and something you develop sympathy also. Okay, oh my God, it's only $1 for this guy. He's only asked for so much. If you calculate in terms of money, it is mind-boggling. The kind of money every day this begging industry is earning is a huge.
Kunwar wasn't joking when he said the figures were mind-boggling. A 2008 study reported that India's begging industry was worth $45 million a year. I guess I'll see tomorrow how much the traffic light gang are pocketing from tourists. But right now, I've something much more pressing to deal with. Not only is Delhi famous for its street beggars, but also for the dreaded Delhi belly. A lot of tourists get this, and I'm no exception. I need a doctor fast, so I go to the nearest clinic.
I wonder if you can help me. I'm not feeling good. Feeling all diarrhea and pain all in here.
Pain in stomach,
Yeah,
diarrhea.
yeah. And I feel kind of shivery and head ache.
Have pain in head. Ayurvedic medicine. Not pills.
Not pills.
No pills. Only Ayurvedic medicine.
I guess Indian problem, Indian medicine.
Yeah.
Cure anything?
Yeah, anything.
Anything?
Cancer.
Can cure cancer. Wow. Just with this stuff. Amazing. Sorry, to start again. I take.
The doctor asks for 150 rupees, about $3 for a concoction of weird-looking herbal medicines. In this state, I'll give anything a go. Now it's time for me to hit the sack and see if I can't sleep this off. After a night spent sitting on the toilet, I'm still feeling a bit rough. As well as tasting awful, the herbal medicine I was prescribed hasn't worked. I need a second opinion. Paranganj, the heart of Delhi's backpacking area. A mecca for young tourists travelling on a shoestring, with its cheap hotels, cheap shopping and cheap food. This is surely the best place to sort out my rotting guts. And luckily, everywhere I look, there seems to be a doctor's sign.
Another pharmacist there. All up this street, there's an incredible number of doctors and dentists and pharmacists. I mean, everyone's heard of Delhi belly, but it's like sickness is the #1 industry here.
I'm spoilt for choice, but I settle for one that claims to be qualified for almost everything.
What happened to you?
I don't know if it's something I've eaten, but since the middle of the night I've had stomach cramps, diarrhea all morning, and headache since last night as well. I've taken 2 paracetamol, but it hasn't.
Okay, just lie down. Let me check. He's looking quite sick right now. It could be dysentery or some tropical infection.
Tropical infection.
Yes,
Or
of
dys-
course.
or dysentery.
I have to start some antibiotics for you, and maybe we can do a blood and stool check for you. Either we are starting IV, which we can wait for a few hours. Okay?
Okay.
Don't worry, you will be okay, man.
The doctor seems to be throwing everything at this. Surely there's an easier way to cure a bout of Delhi belly.
How many rupees?
It's in 1643.
1,643.
43, yes.
$32. That's twice what the average Indian earns in a week. Way more than I was expecting to pay. I think I may have just been ripped off. But I can't do much about this now. I've got a date with the traffic light beggars. My plan is to see their operation up close by becoming part of the crew. The question is, will it work? When I arrive, the kids are already preparing for their day's assault. Getting into costume, getting into character. That went easier than I thought. I'm in with the crew. Let's see if the kids will reveal some of their techniques.
When you're at the traffic lights, pretending to be her, do you notice the tourists? Do you notice the foreign people?
Yeah, हम मांगते गोरे से। मम्मा मुझे दे दो शेर, भूखा बनाना, चपाती, गुजाबू। No banana, no papa, समोसा, चपाती, no बक्सी। This बक्सी देना। हम बोलते हम बीमार हैं, दे दो हमको हम सही करवा लेंगे सर।
Let me see the pay. Let me see the pay. Exactly. That's good.
These kids seem oblivious to the dangers of this business, but their parents are all too aware.
मेरा बच्चा मर गया 6 साल की लड़की थी मैं अब वो खेलती खेलती मैं एक रोटी पूरी बना चुकी मैं खाना देती हूँ तो वो बोल के चक्कर में भगवान ने वो बोल इधर चली गई अब भगवान ने वो लड़की ने फेंक दिया और लड़की को उसने बुलाया गाड़ी वाले ने ये कोई समझ में नहीं आया ठीक है तो लड़की निकलती है बैट बॉल की तरह गाड़ी से नीचे निकालती अब तो मैं क्या करूं क्या नहीं करूं रो धो वो गाड़ी वाला भाग गया
I came here to investigate a scam, but Lali's story makes for difficult listening. The reality is that dancing between cars is a life and death business. Before I take my turn to run the traffic gauntlet, they lay down some ground rules.
How much for each? One.
1 turn.
50 rupees this one 50 se kam nahi
Okay.
Nothing less than 50.
Nothing less than 50. And you think I'll be okay? You think I'll sell any?
आप क्या सोचते हो कि बेचेगा बहुत?
हाँ बहुत बेचेगा 50-50 में सब लेंगे इससे
Okay. I'm selling these. You've got your injured arm. See who makes more money. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody, look left, look right. Let's try and be lucky.
It's actually quite nerve-wracking being out here. This is Delhi in rush hour. If my stomach wasn't already churning, it would be now.
Can we interest you in some roses? Very smell very good. No, sir? Flowers today, chaps? Reds, whites, only 100 rupees. Bargain. No flowers. Oh well, maybe next time. Bye. We're doing our best. Flowers?
This street-selling business is not as easy as it looks, but the kids work the passing traffic like old pros and don't come back empty-handed. I need to up my game if I'm going to compete with them.
Just 100 rupees for a bunch of flowers. They smell beautiful. Only 100 rupees.
Sell it for 25
Oh, okay. I'll give you 2 bunches. 2 bunches.
I know it
You're bargaining with me.
yes
You're bargaining with me. I can do 2 bunches for 100. I was told to go no lower than 50.
okay
1 red, 1 white. How's that? Enjoy the flowers. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
After several hours, I call it a day. I'm knackered. Like everyone else in the group, I hand over my earnings to Kailash, the keeper of the money.
Whew, it's hard work. It's hard work. I think I did okay. I got 100 for 1 bunch. I got 100 for another bunch. I got another 30, and then I think I got another 20 as well. It's okay? But how did I do? Did I do okay? I made 250 from 4. What did I sell? 4 or 5 bunches?
ठीक है बहुत अच्छा है
good very good
So I come back again tomorrow.
okay कल वापस आएंगे हाँ ठीक है okay पक्का
Okay. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye. See you later, bye. Bye, 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 bye.
I only earned around $5, a small return. But if every beggar in Delhi earned the same as me this morning, that's over $250,000 in just a few hours. I can see why, This is a multi-million-dollar racket. Something's still troubling me. This morning I went to see a doctor who overprescribed me a bunch of antibiotics and charged me through the roof for them. With so many doctors in the backpacker area of Paraganj, are other tourists being ripped off too? The best place to start looking is probably the Delhi Medical Council. The name that keeps coming up is a Dr. Bansal. He agrees to meet me, but as I make my way to his clinic, I'm slightly uneasy. I'm only working on a hunch here and might be barking up the wrong tree. In a city of 17 million, how many doctors are there in Delhi?
Oh, so 45 doctors in Delhi are approximately 45,000. Equal amount of unqualified doctors who don't have any degrees, they're also the same.
So there's the same number of real doctors as fake doctors.
Yes.
So it's a 50-50.
Even it is more than.
If you go and see a doctor on the street, you've a greater than even chance that they've never even been to university.
Yes.
Not only are some of these doctors ripping tourists off by overprescribing, but they might not even be real.
Is it all across the board? Does it affect tourists, travellers, people who live in Delhi, everybody?
Everybody. Few years back, one of a minister died at the hand of a quack. He was given an injection by a fake doctor, and with that wrong medication, he died.
Let's say I wanted to be a quack in the morning. What would I need to set myself up?
Nothing. You don't require anything. You just write, Dr. So-and-so, purchase this stethoscope in rupees 100, means $2. Then take one table. You can take one table, one chair, and one stool. This is very strange.
It's extremely worrying.
Very strange.
I guess tourists are probably a target because we come here with so much health insurance. You know, we're a bottomless pit of money, aren't we?
Correct. These quacks who are slightly shrewd, they know they can earn more money from the foreigners.
Mm. So the way they make money is just to give you as much treatment as possible, whether you need it or not.
Whether you need or you don't need.
It sounds like a dangerous place to get sick.
Yes.
The pennies dropped. I now see why there are so many doctors in Delhi. With over 2 million visitors to this city, this overprescribing scam could be worth a fortune. But what's truly terrifying is to think you could get sick here and end up being treated by someone who's an out-and-out quack.
No, other way around, so faces upwards.
It's time to go undercover to see if I can find one of these fake doctors. My fixer George has got my back and is also rigged up with a secret camera. I visit several street-side clinics. They all look pretty run down to me and certainly wouldn't be my first choice. But if you're travelling on a backpacker's budget, this could be where you end up. So far, all appear to have certificates and conduct what seem to be thorough medical examinations. I'm drawing a blank, even though I come out with enough medicine to open my own pharmacy. But I don't have to look too hard or too long.
Are you the doctor? Are you the doctor? Doctor? Yes. Yeah, you're okay.
I look around, but can't see any certificate.
I think maybe I might have eaten something really cramps in the stomach. Headache. Yeah, headache, cramps, and I've had diarrhea this morning as well.
Oh. Yeah. You feel heaviness of burning here? Mind if I give you one injection for the relief?
Injection?
Yes.
Of what?
Check the infection inside the stomach.
No, I don't really like needles.
I manage to avoid the dreaded needle, but he then dishes out a small bottle containing a brown liquid of who knows what. Now the alarm bells are really ringing.
You drink whole one not.
Drink.
Yes, drink.
With water.
He then passes me a mysterious assortment of pills.
If you feel vomiting too much, you take 2.
Okay.
Otherwise, you take 2 at night and 1 in the day. Even if you feel vomiting tendency, uneasiness, you take 1.
Okay. Okay, thank you, doctor.
You're welcome.
How much is that?
It's 250.
250.
That's about $5.
I'd have to be dead before I'd let that guy give me an injection. There's absolutely no way. Well, I've been to my doctor with a jippy tummy before, but I've never been prescribed anything like this. A bag of multicoloured pills and a bottle of brown sludge.
I give the names and details of all the doctors I visited to Kunwar Singh, the private investigator I met. He confirms that everyone is registered except for the so-called doctor who wanted to stick a needle in me. His records were nowhere to be found, just like his medical certificates. I came to Delhi to investigate beggars that scam tourists out of millions of dollars. I didn't expect to come across a medical racket run by crooked doctors. But something tells me this goes much deeper than just hiked up prescription bills and quacks. After digging around, it seems that it's not just the doctors who are scamming, but tourists are also getting in on the act. In collusion with real doctors, they file bogus medical claims against their insurance companies for sometimes serious amounts of money. These doctors are not just the street-side rip-off artists I've come across so far, they're connected to Delhi's criminal underworld. Let's see if I can bust one.
Now, the doctors are clever. They don't approach the tourists themselves. They use touts who work in the tourist areas. So if I'm going to find a dodgy doctor, a really dodgy doctor, I've got to find a dodgy tout.
I return to Powerganj with my fixers. Our plan is to get a dodgy doctor to illegally sign me off sick with a medical certificate so that I can't fly home. We separate to get the word out on the street.
Okay.
After several hours, we reconvene. I've come up empty-handed, but one of my fixers has a lead.
We've heard of one tout who's particularly active, and he operates from a hotel, small hotel, just around the corner.
This sounds like it kind of depends on the doctor actually being a genuine doctor, because the insurance companies are nobody's fools. We can't do this with a quack doctor, can we? We need the real deal.
Yeah, correct.
So as soon as I got the bit of paper, he and I are partners in crime.
Okay.
No more.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first step in the chain. So the guys have gone off to see if the tout that we've heard about is the real deal, and if he is, then I'll meet him later and negotiate what I have to pay him to get access to a dodgy doctor.
The waiting is nerve-wracking. This is the first time I'm going to try and scam the scammers. The fixers text me to say they're about to go in undercover.
मेडिकल सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए, एक्सटेंड स्टे
मेडिकल सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए।
हमारा एक बंदा है।
तो आप है कहाँ के? हम तो जंगपुरा में रहते हैं, मगर हमारा एक आदमी है। हाँ?
किस स्टेट में पड़ता है?
जंगपुरा भैया, दिल्ली में।
दिल्ली में?
हाँ।
आपको बनाना है?
नहीं, हमारा एक बंदा है।
कहाँ के हैं वो?
वो इंग्लैंड का है।
तो उसको तो सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए ना?
हाँ, वही।
ये पक्का डॉक्टर होगा?
हाँ, MBBS ये होगा, MD डॉक्टर होगा।
कोई आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर?
नहीं, MD डॉक्टर। कमाल बात है, इतना पैसा लेगा तो वो ऐसे जाली में थोड़ी बनेगा, अपना तो साइन कर देगा, मोहर मार देगा।
अच्छा।
लेकिन गलत काम कभी मत कीजिए, क्योंकि 420 वाला केस जो है ना बहुत हार्म है, जबकि मंत्रालय, रक्षा मंत्री सबको जेल हो रहा है, CBI छानबीन कर रहा है, तो इसको कौन चोदता है?
काम पक्का हो गया, हम भी खुश, आप भी खुश, बस इतनी सी बात है।
थैंक यू, फिर शाम को आओगे।
The warning from the tout is pretty clear. We're not to cross him. Once I step over the line into Delhi's criminal underworld, there'll be no turning back. In a few hours, I could be joining their ranks. Later that evening, I get word the deal is on. I head towards the meeting point and join up with my fixers.
काम इसका है, पैसे देना। हाँ।
The money.
3,300 बोला था। आ दीजिए। और नाम
You want my details too?
I hand over 3,300 rupees and all my information. We're told to wait outside while a second tout contacts the doctor. Half an hour passes, nothing's happening. This guy's silence is all a bit unnerving. Without warning, the tout suddenly leads us through a narrow maze of Delhi's back streets. We're not told where we're going. I just hope this isn't a trap. It looks like we're finally here.
Hello.
Hello.
Come here.
Hi.
Hello. I wish you read what is written here. Certified that Mr. Connor Broadman, whose signatures are given below, with passport number is named, is suffering from acute bronchitis with breathlessness.
Yeah.
He is advised complete bed rest for 10 days. That is from 5/3 to 14/3.
Okay.
During this period, he is not fit to travel by air.
Fine. That's great.
This doctor wants us out of here as quickly as possible, but I need him to incriminate himself on camera before we leave.
Yeah. If I use this for insurance and they contact you, you'll say the same thing.
Yes, I tell it this. He is suffering from breathlessness. We'll do that. No problem.
Okay.
And you've done this before, so you know this will work.
Oh, certainly. Nothing to worry. Nobody will challenge it.
Okay.
But you know that from experience.
Yes. Certainly.
Okay.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please.
Okay.
Okay, doctor. Thank you.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll be feeling better before too long.
Yes. Should be better by now.
Very good. Okay. Bye. Well, I've been signed off with acute bronchitis for the next 9 days by a doctor that never even examined me. I mean, if I did have a flight that I wanted to move, there you go, that's all I need to put in an insurance claim and get the money for the flight back, which means I can go home whenever I like. It's amazing to me that he would do something like that for only $80, but that really gives you some insight into just how rife this kind of behaviour is here. And it makes you wonder, is there any piece of paper that you couldn't get signed?
Last night was all a bit heavy. I came face to face with some pretty dodgy scammers. Fraudsters who use their status to help rip off insurance companies. But they're small fry compared to where I'm about to go. Can I pull off the ultimate insurance scam, which carries with it the ultimate price? The cost of my life. But I need to test the water one more time. Yesterday, I scored a medical certificate that lets me extend my trip here with my flight paid for. Now I want to see if I can get some spending money to go with it. And I think I know just the doctor. The crook that fleeced me of my cash by prescribing me a pharmacy worth of pills for my Dehli belly.
Hello, doctor. I'm feeling much better. Thank you.
I told you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did the trick.
No, I knew it.
Yeah.
It was not a trick, you know.
No.
It was evidence-based.
Evidence-based, good.
Trick is something, you know, you try, you may not succeed.
Yeah.
That's a trick,
Yeah.
you know. But I knew what you will. So.
Cool. I need to pick up the receipt. Are you sure there's nothing in there that we could...
Well, boss, just finish off the antibiotics and
Right.
that's all. Whatever was there, we have treated.
There's no opportunity to treat anything else in there?
Nothing, you know. This you catch from some food or water.
Sure.
We seem to be dancing around the issue. I need to cut to the chase.
This is quite a low claim
Whatever
for
you
my
paid
insurance.
us, whatever you paid us.
I'm just wondering if there's any way of making it a little bit more
How much more?
worth my while.
How much more? How much your insurance paid? Then I tell you what we can do for you.
What could you do?
Tell me how much you need, you know. If we made any access, this is, first I make it clear. This was the laboratory bill. You have already
Okay.
paid me 2,630. You have to make the balance.
So, I mean, could we make it 50?
50 will be little.
It's pushing it.
I can make around 20, 25.
Let's go.
Something.
Why don't we go 25, and then it's worth my while putting in a
So that's
a
what
claim.
I'm already suggesting to you.
I've just succeeded in upping my medical insurance bill from 2,600 to 25,000 rupees. I'm on the edge of committing a major fraud claim, and I can't believe how easy he's made it.
We can say the same sickness, we keep you for IV and this. We have bed upstairs, so all this come like this.
You just give me the paperwork.
We will give the paper to you, of course. I give the medical report, receipts, breakups,
Okay.
everything.
Okay. So,
But if you are ready to bear the expenses, overheads.
Okay.
What we say, overhead.
overheads.
Overheads.
Okay.
It's shocking to think that if I was to go through with this, I could rip off my insurance company for close to $500. This is one of the easiest scams I've ever pulled off, but with some of the highest returns. Now I have to prepare to take this to the very end. My fixers have given me the name and number of a man who has far-reaching contacts into the criminal underworld.
Hello?
Hello, is that Mr. Singh?
Yes, who are you? I don't recognize this number. You want?
Well, I believe you might be able to help me acquire a forged document.
What document you want?
A death certificate.
You want death certificate?
Yeah, I do.
Why you want death certificate?
For insurance purposes.
You want to make claim against insurance company, you're dead.
My death, yeah, exactly.
He'll call me back with the details of another contact. I'm on dangerous ground. What I'm doing is highly illegal, and I don't know if I've convinced him enough to trust me. All I can do is wait.
Hello, Mr. Singh?
Yeah, take this number. Take this number. First thing, this I give you now is procedure. My man, his name is Bobby.
Okay.
So far, so good. I've arranged to meet him later tonight in a back street in one of Delhi's suburbs. This plan makes me feel uneasy. It involves a lot of players from frontline touts to government officials who have a lot to lose. But it's his town, and I guess his rules. As I set out to meet Bobby, it occurs to me that I'm a few minutes away from what could be one of the weirdest experiences of my life.
Bobby.
You're a friend of Mr. Singh's?
Yeah.
Yeah. He tells me you might be able to help me with a bit of paperwork that I'm after.
What kind of paperwork are you looking for?
Well, I believe it may be possible to, say, fake my own death.
When you mean
in
say
India.
a death certificate?
Exactly.
Can be arranged.
Okay. So it'll be a genuine death certificate.
It's going to be a genuine death certificate.
Right. And that's something that I could use for an insurance claim.
If you want to.
Right. Okay. And how much is that going to cost me?
25,000.
Rupees?
Yeah, Indian rupees.
Okay.
So, I could take the 25,000 rupees I scammed from the fake medical certificate and use that to pay for my death. And that means, in the end, I could net hundreds of thousands, if not a cool million or so. And that's big business. We arranged to meet in a few hours. As I kill time, I get to thinking how many other tourists Bobby has killed off and how much they've scammed from insurance companies. It's possible Bobby's friendly demeanour is a mask. I must remember this guy operates in a multi-million-dollar fraud industry run by serious criminals. How on earth did I get here?
Are you early or am I late?
No, we are on time.
Okay, good man.
Yeah,
It's
this is what you asked for.
It's all done?
Yeah, it's all done.
Oh my God. It looks official. It's all countersigned by the birth and death
authority,
registrar.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah, officially you are.
He killed me. It's absolutely staggering. I'm slightly taken aback that I've died. I've died on the 27th of January, and yet here I am.
Well, I'm getting scared, mate. I'm talking to a dead man.
So, it's as simple as that. I'm officially a dead man, but potentially a very rich dead man. Delhi is a city attracting travellers from all corners of the globe. Drawn to its history and culture, many come here with the hope of finding spiritual enlightenment. I, however, will leave having uncovered a more materialistic side. During my time here in Delhi, I've discovered that this city is full of scammers. Many of them are scamming just to survive, but there's lots of others making some serious cash. I'm leaving with my eyes opened to just how easy it's been to pull off my own medical scam. If you looked at my records, you'd see I've been hospitalised with a critical illness, and now I've even been pronounced dead, which is funny, because I feel absolutely fine.